Welcome to the session 23, that is liberalization. In this session, the main learning objective is to study the meaning of liberalization and its objectives and impact on Indian economy. After studying this session, the students will be able to understand the meaning of liberalization and its objectives and its impact on Indian economy. First, we know the meaning of liberalization. Liberalization is the process or means of the elimination of control of the state over the economic activities. It provides a greater autonomy to the business enterprise in decision making and eliminates the government interference. In this liberalization, government will liberalize some policies for entry or exit of the business by the private sector. With the huge amount of capital, liberalization will give a way to the business peoples to do various type of businesses which will involve high investment projects. So here heavy investment projects and long term projects will be greatly having more preferred by the government itself by the liberalization policies. In this policy matter, liberalization in India and how it will affect to the Indian economy will be discussed in this slide. That is, since the adoption of new economic strategy in 1991 with the new industrial policy, there has been a drastic change in the Indian economy. There is more positive changes which are came into existence with the liberalization policies. With the arrival of liberalization, the government has regulated the private sector organizations to conduct business transactions with fewer restrictions. For developing countries, liberalization has opened economic borders to foreign companies and investment. Earlier, the investors had to encounter difficulties to enter countries with many barriers. Before that new economic strategy in 1991, there are various restrictions to easy entry or exit of businesses, and various host country operations are restricted to protect the nation with various problems. So the barriers include tax laws, foreign investment restrictions, accounting regulations, and legal issues. With this, the economic liberalization reduced all these obstacles and waived a few restrictions over the control of economy to the private sector. But high income sectors will be within the control of government. Either with the control of the government, there are some industries which are privatized or hand over to the private sector to easy handling of those sectors with huge investment and other manufacturing efforts, with the other manufacturing efforts. For technology upgraded products also, liberalization will create good avenue for entry of newer and newer technology. Liberalization was begun to put an end to these limitations and open multiple areas of economy, because liberalization was begun to put an end to these limitations, to reduce the limitations of easy exist and easy entry or exit of businesses, and other investment avenues will be created. Through some liberalization proposals were prefaced in the 1980s in areas of export and import policy, technology upgradation, fiscal policy and foreign investment policies, industrial licensing policies, and economic reforms policies launched in 1991 were more general. There are few significant areas, namely the financial sector, industrial sector, and foreign exchange markets, and tax reforms and investment and trade sectors, that are all gained recognition in and after 1991. After the new industrial policies, various liberalization and privatization and globalization activities are evolved to the development of the economy. Next, we discuss about objectives of liberalization. First is to, to boost competition between domestic businesses. To boost the competition between the domestic businesses, liberalization create a healthy competition between the private manufacturers and public manufacturers, or between the private companies and public companies. After liberalization, there is a coordination exists between government and the private sector, with the coordination and mutual understanding of both the business or business partners. The liberalization policies are easily executed to increase the economy in a positive way, to increase the employment opportunity, and to increase the various business opportunities, and to boost the competition between both the businesses. It is possible. Means, with the liberalization, domestic businesses will get strengthened with the various MNC operations, by foreign direct investment, or by entry of portfolio investors, or foreign direct investment, or foreign institutional investments. Capital will flow from outside country to the domestic place. As example, India. India is getting more capital resources from outer countries to the India, because India is one of the highly resourceful country in natural resources. India has number one in natural resources and as well as economic resources. For their economic operations, the Indian economy will need more capital or huge capital for various investment activities. With this liberalization, there is a capital flow, free flow of capital from foreign country to domestic country is possible. So, with this, a fair competition between the foreign companies and domestic businesses is possible. With this, MNC operations, various mergers and acquisition activities, joint venture activities, franchising activities, import activities, etc., and uh, other business activities are generated. EXIM with the export and import liberalization. Also, it is possible with the various of removal of the various foreign investment restrictions. Foreign institutional investors are easily invested in Indian businesses, which are more profitable. And then government will also handed over certain projects to the private sector units to operate the economy smoothly. Next, to promote the foreign trade and regulate the imports and export. The main objective of this liberalization is to promote the foreign trade. With the globalization and privatization also, with the support of privatization and globalization, all these three LPG includingly regulate and promote the foreign trade and regulate the import and export also. Foreign trade is very essential for reducing the balance of payment reduction, and also it is possible to increase exports and reduce imports. When it is not possible to produce the products in domestic country through the MNC operations with liberalized policies, it is possible to get the product easily at the same home country. Within the home country is possible. Next is to improve the technology and foreign capital is another one objective. Here, improvement of technology is possible in easy way through the MNC operations with the liberalization. When the liberalization will came into existence, uh, with this, MNC companies will easily enter to the India with highly sophisticated and advanced technology with more productive power, and also they bring foreign capital also. Their country money or capital will be bring to domestic country for increasing the business operations. With this, various import and export activities are gained their priorities, and it will boost to the Indian economy to reduce the import and to increase the exports. Next objective is to develop the global market of a country. Here, global market refers whole world is become a single market. The concept of global market is to treating a whole world as a single market. Foreign country goods are easily available in domestic country, and domestic goods will well sold, or domestic goods are highly marketed in foreign country markets. With this globalization, entry of the foreign market is very easy. So global market is one of the main concept of this liberalization. World become a world become a single market in a single place. Next objective is to reduce the debit burden of a country. Debit burden means the amount which is owed for a business, such as balance of payment. Adverse balance of payment situation will be reduced through export increasing and through the decreased imports. To unlock the economic potential of the country, by encouraging the private sector and multinational corporations to invest and expand. Here, the other objective is to unlock the economic potential. Means create new avenue or way for investing in economy by encouraging the private sector and multinational corporations to invest more and more and expand more and more business opportunities. Through this, various economical weaknesses will be reduced, such as unemployment will be eradicated, earning capacity of the people will be increased, working people will be become more and more generated, then their standard of living will be increased, then their expenditure pattern also increased, their family also getting high sophisticated. These are all will be changed through the liberalization. Economy will well developed. With this also national income also increased and gross domestic production also increased. Through this consumption pattern of the people also increased. Next objective is to encourage the private sector to take an active part in the development process. Even though certain big and large projects which are handled by the government, certain exceptional industries which are handed over to private sectors. For example, construction of road, railways, etc. will be handed over to private sectors because they will require more capital investment, which is not possible by which is not possible to invest by the government projects because it is create burden to the government for investing in all the projects. So because government will surrender certain public sector units to the private sector through various LPG activities. So private sector will become the part of the developmental activities with the high investment and huge capital with high efforted human resources with dedicated efforts and high sophisticated with the MNC operations and MNC collaborations and also with the requirement of foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investments. These are all the priorities which are given by the government sector to the private sector through liberalization for development of the economy. Through liberalization, various advantages will be provided to the economy. The next objective is to reduce the role of the public sector in future industrial development. All the in industrial sectors which are not possible to handled only by the government. So certain public sector undertakings or certain public sector units have to be handed over to private sector through by liberalizing certain taxes laws, accounting regulations, and legal issues. Various economic liberalizations are also reduced to reduce the obstacles and waived a few restrictions over the control of the economy to the private sector. Next is to last is the introduce more competition into the economy with the aim of increasing efficiency. To increase the efficiency of the private sectors, they will introduce fair competition to the economy. Government will give competition to the private sectors because of reducing the adverse effect of pricing policies, profit policies, and margin policies, and to protect the interest of the customers. These are all certain policies which are implemented by the government. With the control of the government, various liberalization policies are implemented for reducing the burden of government in the society. These are all the meaning of liberalization and impact and its objective to the society.